good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good wherever the hell you are, whatever time it is. Hello. Once again, I do have to apologise if this video is blurry and I keep looking over there. One, I'm looking at the viewfinder, and two, it's because I still haven't used my camera properly and I don't know how to get it to focus. And I'm going to do another one of those weird ingredient cakes. So I think before, so long ago, I can't remember anything, we did Coke. Yummy. We did, what else did we do? Not powder Coke, Coca-Cola. We also did, what did we do? What was the other one? Beetroot, I think. And the weird ingredient in today's cake is this. Smart, can you see that without the glare? I'm very hesitant about this. I found multiple recipes, all of which were vague. I'll link the recipe that I used down below. There's just no way I can put this camera without doing this. There we go. Now the only problem is you can't see what I'm doing, so I'll have to hold it up. 400 grams in this bowl of caster sugar and 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Beat the butter and sugar, then add in the eggs. That's it, that's all it says. The problem I'm having is that it resembles snow. I'm not sure whether that's what it's supposed to resemble. 1 egg. Any shell? Any shell? We've all done it. We've all left it with a shell in. No one's gonna feel it. It's gonna get mixed up together anyway. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. And my fingers are strong enough to stop. Oh, that's just brilliant, isn't it? Why did I think of using my chin? Why didn't I just put it down? It's actually everywhere. This is what it looks like at this stage. I don't think it's curdled. Actually, it does look a bit curdled. This is where the recipe gets a lot more detailed. The next step says mix in the other ingredients. One by one. So that's what we're going to do. There's 1 whole can of this. I don't really want to put a whole can in. Oh. I hope you're not eating right now. So 1, 2. That seemed like a lot, but we're going to go with it. Why is it not coming out? Just inhaled some up my nose. There we are. Can you see? I realise that you can't see. Oh well. Going to have to. Oh, I've just spilt it on the floor. I'm sitting on the counter so you can see. My camera decided to turn off. Also, I dropped my camera, my mic, you can't see, my mic pack, my transmitter, I dropped that on the floor and it got covered in cake batter. This is the batter. It's a very nice thick colour. This looks lovely.
Setting the timer.
Thank you.
Your timer is set for 38 minutes.
Thank you. Oh crap, it started. Okay, I'm just going to put it in. In we go. Wow, that's incredibly hot. Can you guess what's happened? All of you said it failed? Yes, correct. You're correct. It failed completely. I knew it was going to fail the minute I saw the sick colour appear. It still smells of tomato soup. It's incredibly squidgy. It's still hot because I just took it out of the oven. This thing took 40 minutes extra. I cooked it for 40 minutes to begin with, and it took another 40 minutes. That is an hour and an hour. That is an hour and 20 minutes. Why? Half of it is not even done. Half of it is this gelatinous Play-Doh-like substance, while the other half I'd say is done. It also sunk. I've made this cracking icing, this nice vanilla buttercream, and some chopped walnuts to go on top. I'm not icing this. Basically what's going to happen is, because it took so long to cook, because it took so long to make, and my camera over here, to avoid that, I pre-made the icing. Because I thought, you don't want to see me make icing because it's just normal icing. They used cream cheese. I don't like cream cheese. So, you know. So basically, I'm just going to cut myself a slice, even though it's hot. Just dump a bowl of icing, a bit of walnuts, and see how it tastes. I might have to end up scooping this out or something. And it still smells gross. And this recipe needs so much work. One I shan't be doing again. Really, really not excited. So let's, first of all, taste it with on its own. Really, okay. It's still really hot because I've just taken it out of the oven. I mean, I've had to stop. I would have kept going, but I've had to stop. But it's getting dark. I'm about to go to bed. I started this at what, like 3 o'clock, shall we say? 3 p.m. I started making this cake. It is now 6 p.m. It's not very nice. I'm going to have some with icing. More icing than it needs to be. See, with icing and walnuts, it's lovely because icing tastes nice. Categories. Smell-wise, it smells bad. Taste-wise, without icing, it tastes bad. With icing, it tastes fine because you can't taste anything but the icing. And finally, would I make this again? No. Do I want to try and develop the recipe so I can get it right? No. Do I recommend you doing this? No. All I did was follow the recipe. Yes, granted it was very vague. Didn't tell you anything other than mix the ingredients together. But it still should have worked. I'm going to make a really interesting recipe that I came across. I've known about this for quite a while and I've just not done it yet. It is a cake, chocolate cake, with an unusual ingredient in it. And this is the ingredient. Hopefully you can see that. Mashed potato. I came across this on several different blogs and websites. The one that I knew of, or that was brought to my attention, was one from Delia Smith. Saint Delia Smith. However, I have her book, and in her book is this recipe. I am not doing her recipe because it looked freaking weird. I am not putting Chinese 5-spice in a cake. Sorry Delia, love you, but I'm not doing it. I've decided just to make a bog standard cake and add in mashed potato and see if it works. Apparently it makes the cake really moist, and obviously you're probably not going to be able to taste it. Save a lot of time because I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to do the all-in-one method, so all of the ingredients but the mashed potato are in this bowl. I'm doing everything in ounces because it just made it easier. So in here we have 8 ounces of butter, 3 eggs. I used 3, but if they're small you should probably use 4. 8 ounces of sugar. In Delia's recipe it said light muscovado sugar, and I was going to use that, but I just completely forgot to put in caster sugar. So 8 ounces of caster sugar, 6 ounces of self-rising flour. If you're going to use plain flour, make sure you put in some baking powder, baking soda and salt. But I'm using self-rising, so I don't have to do that. So 6 ounces of self-rising and then 2 ounces of cocoa powder to make up for the other 2 ounces of flour. What else was there? A splash of vanilla, 150 grams of mashed potato. This is not great quality mashed potato. I did not make this, in fact. This is store-bought, and I don't really eat mashed potato anyway because I don't really like it, but so I couldn't really guess on the quality of this because I never have it, but it looks fine. Oh God, it's going through it. Oh, I'm going to add in a... What the hell is that? There is a bug in the milk. I literally poured this 5 seconds ago and there is a bug in the milk. Just excuse me one moment while I go and get some more milk. I'm going to add in a slosh of milk that's not bug-ified anymore to make the batter a bit looser because it's like buttercream right now. It's extremely thick and I've still got to add in the mash. So just a slosh or all of it, yeah. Doesn't look very nice. I'm going to add a bit more milk just because it's really thick and I want it to be a bit not as thick. I've just got milk all over my trousers. I'm using a bundt tin, not because I have no other pans available to me or that I've got no parchment paper left. That just fell on my phone. We're going to put it in a 350 degree oven, gas mark 4, for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes-ish, depends on how thick your batter is and the quality of your oven. Probably wondering where it is. It took 30 minutes longer than it was supposed to, but I was happy with the texture when it came out. And I was really over the moon for once. The cake had turned out lovely, and then this happened. As I turned the cake, I dropped it on the floor. It's just, obviously I'm never meant to make a high quality cake. I'm still going to eat it because I can still eat it. It's amazing. It tastes really nice. Pity it looks like that.